Logan, everybody. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, let me scroll back up to the top. You can see here, I've been continuing to add to my list of songs, list of requests, and as you can see here, I am up to 555 requests at the moment. With that said, I decided this week to continue randomizing my songs that I listened to because I thought, I had fun with it last week and I wanted to keep it going. So, I'm going to scroll back to the top because this is what I'm listening to today. Billy Talent, Running Across the Tracks. I did this one off camera. I usually like to do the randomizer on camera. That way, it's authentic, it's fair. You guys can really see what the process is. But I wasn't sure if I was going to do the randomizer this week, but then I decided to do it. So I went ahead and just did this off camera, but it is Billy Talent, Running Across the Tracks that won this time around. I know a bit about Billy Talent. I've listened to all of Billy Talent 1, all of Billy Talent 2. But haven't heard too much off of this particular album. So really looking forward to it. As I mentioned, this does come as a request because everything on this list is a request. So if you'd like to request something, leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to get to it. But all right, let's listen. This is Billy Talent, Running Across the Tracks. Here we go. Yeah, man, I like that a whole lot. To me, that really represented what I really appreciate about Billy Talent. Just those fast, energetic, sort of punchy musical pieces there. I think they were just fantastic. I love the singing. I love the guitar work. Again, just a very fun song to listen to from just an energy standpoint. Man, this was a great one. Thank you for whoever requested this one. This one was great. So, of course, we're going to break down the song like we always do, starting always with the lyrics. You know me, I'm a lyrics guy. So I have the lyrics pulled up here. I know you guys can kind of see it. You know, I'm a bit zoomed in. Hopefully that helps. But here's the lyrics. It's up to you. This ain't no TV show. You watch my head explode 10,000 hours every day. No time to be afraid. Chase up the rattlesnakes. Don't let your fear control your fate. This ain't no TV show. You watch my head explode 10,000 hours every day. Huh. I wonder what this particular song is about. This ain't no TV show. You watch my head explode. Because my very first inclination is that it's about sort of violence in media, but not in fictitious media, but how we're shown violence in like the news, on social media, stuff like that. And the only reason I think that is because it says, this ain't no TV show. You watch my head explode 10,000 hours every day. As in, like, you're watching a real person die in some sort of capacity, right? At the same time, I wonder if it's just sort of more of a metaphor, like, you watch my head explode, as in, like, you know, this isn't like a drama. This is me and my feelings by my head exploding. It's my emotion coming out, my thoughts coming out. I mean, I'm not really too sure yet. I know that Genius has all this stuff on here. I try to avoid clicking on that just because I like to form my own opinion. But the ghost of self-denial, it whispers from the grave. The road you can't rely on is a risk that you must take. I'm running across the tracks and I'm never coming back. Oh, I'm running across the tracks and I'm never coming back. Pulling the blindfold back, all we did in life. I'm running across the tracks and I'm never coming back. You know, the thing that I thought about first when I heard that hook there was that, you know, I think of the phrase like, oh, the wrong side of the tracks. You know, there are cities and towns out there where people consider it not good to go to the other side of the tracks because it's bad or poor or what have you, right? Crime-ridden, whatever you want to call it. But so when I heard that, I'm thinking like, okay, he's running across the tracks. He's always been told this other side of the tracks is bad, stay away from it. But he's breaking that mold. He's going straight across. He's gonna figure it out for himself. So that's the first thing that conjures to my mind. I don't know if that's, you know, what they had in mind when they were writing this song, but I thought it was that's to me the biggest thought that like popped in here in the old dome piece when I heard that. And then pulling the blindfolds back is also what made me think of that. It's like, oh, I've been told this one thing my whole life, that, hey, this other side is terrible. You can't go over there. But in reality, once I did, I realized, okay, you know, I'm pulling the blindfold back. I'm learning for myself. All we did in life, I'm running across the tracks and I'm never coming back. Oh, running across the tracks and I'm never coming back. We're going to escape this trap. Gotta get a life. Stuck in this prison cell just like a criminal. I count the years that went to waste. If this road goes to hell, I'm right back where I fell. Made a career from my mistakes. Interesting. Stuck in a prison cell just like a criminal. I count the years that went to waste. I wonder if maybe this is also sort of a metaphor on being a musician, you know? If we take it back a bit, here he talks about this ain't no TV show, you watch my head explode 10,000 hours every day. So sort of being in the spotlight as a musician, he is sort of putting himself out there. You're seeing his head explode. You're seeing the ideas come from his head, the lyrics, the musical pieces, everything like that. And so maybe he's crossing the tracks creatively, you know? He's pulling the blindfold off, you know, he's figuring it out. And so this part is really what made me think that. Stuck in a prison cell. Well, maybe that prison cell is a creative prison cell. You know, he's being roped into doing a certain type of music when he wants to sort of expand out, just like a criminal. I count the years that went to waste. If this road goes to hell, I'm right back where I fell. Made a career from my mistakes. And I know that, you know, that's just a phrase, made a career of my mistakes. But like, that also makes me think, okay, is this about his career? Is this about music? The ghost of self-denial, it whispers from the grave, the road you can't rely on could be your saving grace. And so again, I can still read that as like a career metaphor, a ghost of self-denial. You know, when you're really anyone who's trying to break into a scene and break into a particular career has that self-denial at some point. And every step that I aim to take, I fall behind, and every leg that I have to break, these scars are mine, these scars are mine. And every day that I pray for you, I close my eyes, at least I can say that we made it through. The stars align, the stars align, the stars align, the stars align. And words just can't explain the struggle of the dead man's fight, a dead man's fight, and silver spoons can't buy the wisdom of a hard-earned life. That is a fantastic line. You know, you've heard... it says hard-earned life. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say hard-earned life. But that's great. You know, you've all heard the phrase, you know, I wasn't born with a silver spoon, and I wasn't born rich. I wasn't born having all these things. I had to work for them. And so that's a really cool take on that phrase. And silver spoons can't buy the wisdom of a hard-earned life. That's great. I love that. And again, to me, I can still read that as a metaphor for the music, you know. There are some people who, you know, their parents were in the music industry, or their parents are very well connected. Whereas some people, they just have to play the hard way. You know, they're playing in dive bars and what have you until they can make it big. Every step that I aim to take, I fall behind, and every leg that I have to break, these scars are mine, these scars are mine. And every day that I pray for you, I close my eyes, and I hope that you make it through. Yeah, I hope that you make it through. It's up to you. And again, that's sort of like an encouraging, like, hey, you know, if you want to make it, you can make it. And again, I still see that as a sort of, this is what it's like to be a musician sort of a piece there. So every step that I aim to take, I fall behind, and every leg that I have to break, these scars are mine, these scars are mine. And every day that I pray for you, I close my eyes, at least I can say we made it through. The stars align, the stars align, the stars aligned. Great work here. You know, that's the great thing about music is I want you guys to know that I never claim to be the authority on these lyrics. I just like lyrics. I like to think about them and talk about them and sort of find my own meaning in them. And I think that's the beautiful thing about music just in general is that you can really take whatever words the artist makes and you can make them sort of your own. It reminds me of, you know, Pearl Jam, their song Alive. You know, Eddie Vedder wrote that in a very dark place and for a very dark reason. And the song is definitely not optimistic from Vedder's standpoint. But the fans, you know, after hearing the song and really identifying with it, they took the I'm still alive line, which was originally written as sort of a pessimistic thing, and really made it a more optimistic thing, where I think, whereas Eddie Vedder meant it to be sort of just like, I'm still alive and I shouldn't be, you know, I should be dead, or what's the point of this life? People took that as like, oh, I'm still alive. Regardless of all the shit that's happened to me, I'm still alive, I'm still here. And so he's even gone on record and saying, like, you know, that's not the original meaning I had written behind it, but if that's what the fans get out of it, and if that's what, like, if that sort of meaning helps the fans who have gone through similar things, it's like, wow, you know, I can't help but be proud of this thing, even if it wasn't my original intention. So all that to say that great thing about music is that you can always take whatever meaning you feel from it. So that was fantastic. And this song, I feel like, can have many meanings. And again, to me, I read it as being, this is what it's like trying to break out into the music industry. Someone else can take a totally different meaning from it. But regardless, I give it 2 thumbs up. I thought the lyrics were really cool. Definitely has some sort of message, you know, regardless if it's my message or someone else's message. Definitely has a bit of a message there. And I think there's some really cool lines that really stick out that are definitely going to be memorable. So great job on the lyrics. As far as the instrumentation goes, really enjoyed the guitar work. You know, they really jumped in with this real punchy guitar, really fast-paced, high energy. And again, that's something I really enjoy from Billy Talent. You know, sometimes they'll slow it down, and I like that too. But I think what I appreciate from them the most is when they are just fast, high energy, and great instrumentation. So everything was great here. The drums, guitar, everything just worked together to make a fun, energetic song. But I definitely can't discount some of those guitar riffs that we heard throughout. I mean, I would come back to this song just to listen to some more of that guitar. I mean, it was a very solid performance there. I always loved the singer's voice. I don't actually know what his name is. It might tell me here. Nope. Sure doesn't. So, Enjoy his voice. You know, he first time I ever heard him, I was like, "Is that Darren Malakian?" You know, of System of a Down, because to me he sounds a little bit like him, but not quite. But yeah, like the voice, like the instrumentation. I give it 2 thumbs up. As far as replay value goes, you know, this one's going on the playlist. That's for sure. You know, I already like Billy Talent, and I'm somewhat familiar with Billy Talent. So to get another song from them that I had never heard before, I think that was fantastic, which is actually kind of surprising for me, because I have heard a few songs off of this album. That's why I kind of stopped here, because I'm like, well, I actually recognize some of these songs, and I like a lot of these songs. It's interesting because some people in the comments on my last Billy Talent review, which was quite a while back, were saying how, like, you know, everything after 2 is not very good, or how everything, like, how Dead Silence is not good, or how, you know, Billy Talent 3 is not good, you know, whatever. I think people have their own preferences for Billy Talent, but I gotta say, like, as far as this album goes, there's a lot of songs on here that I've heard and that I like. Amongst those are Viking Death March, Surprise Surprise. I like Running Across the Tracks. I just heard it right now, but I like that song too. I like Crooked Minds. I like Crooked Minds. It's not my favorite, but I like Crooked Minds. Hanging by a Thread is one of my favorites. I will say that's a great one. Cure for the Enemy is a great song. So yeah, this is a fantastic album, I feel like. I mean, to be fair, it's only like 5 tracks, but still, from what I've heard so far, I've really enjoyed this album. So I wonder why some people maybe don't feel the same way about this album that they do. And I got to say, Billy Talent 2 is still my favorite, and I think that's kind of the fan consensus. But you got to give him credit for this album. Anyway, all that to say, this is on the playlist. 2 thumbs up. Great song from a pretty enjoyable album so far. Can't wait to hear more. So I kind of just told you what I've heard off this album so far. Give me anything else from this album. You know, I'm one of those people who only kind of listens to bits and pieces of albums a lot. So I can tell you I haven't heard some of these songs off of here. But that's it from me. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, you know, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. One place you can definitely find some Billy Talent is going to be in my Spotify playlist. It's in the description below. It has every single song I've heard so far on my channel. If you want to support me, you know, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. Like and subscribe and comment. Alright, before I let you go, let's decide what am I going to listen to next. So let me go ahead and get rid of this one. We're done with it. And let's randomize. I usually like to do it 3 times. Just make it nice and fair. 2 and 3. Cowboy Junkies, Sweet Jane. I can't say that's a song I've ever heard or a band I've ever heard of. So looking forward to that one. As always, hope you're staying safe and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.